South Africa completed the highest ever run chase in history. Excellent game from an entertainment point of view. I think from a batter's point of view, it was a fantastic game. What a match. South Africa, well done. I think Wyndham de Kock, well done. All the batters, well done. What a match to witness. What a match to see. I mean, fantastic performance from the South African batters, particularly Risa Hendricks and Quinton de Kock today. A magnificent performance from the both of them to actually do this and to pull this off. It's not every day that we see something so fantastic. I mean, history being made. So the lucky people that were in the stands to actually watch the game live, I mean, they're going to remember this for a very long time. I don't think that they will forget this anytime soon. So yeah, I think it's fantastic what we saw here. I think it's fantastic what we've seen in this particular match. I think for everybody that witnessed this and got up to watch, I mean, that watched this game, I mean, you're going to go away with history. I mean, a lot of people are comparing this to the 4-3 4-3-5 game in the at the Wanderers. Now Centurion also have a bit of history to their name too. So what a performance from the team. But before we get going, before we get started, there's a couple of things that I want you guys to please do. Please subscribe if you're new. Click that notification bell for all future videos. If you watched one or two or three of our videos already, then please subscribe. I don't know why you are not, so please do so. I know that 40% of you are watching the videos but not subscribing, so please do so right away. Also, what I'd like you guys to do is download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. We are bringing out the latest issue tomorrow. It's the New Era edition. We are bringing that out tomorrow, so please stay tuned for that. Also, what I need you guys to do is to support us and to help us grow and promote South African cricket by becoming a patron today. Send in your donations to the Patreon account. Become a patron today. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. Smash the like button, please. Very important that you do so. And also go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your regular updates. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. I'm really excited to speak about this one, guys. I'm really excited about it. A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your review show. I'm your host, Khalid, and this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with this historic game between South Africa, the second T20I between South Africa and the West Indies at Centurion. Now, we didn't do a review show yesterday. We know what happened in that particular match. Of course, South Africa, the game was reduced and to 11 overs, and South Africa didn't manage to win that match, of course. West Indies batted superbly, and they ended up obviously winning the match quite comfortably. And South Africa needed to do a lot to come back into this match and perform. Now, at the toss, when the West Indies captain said that the pitch is a belter and he's happy to bat on this pitch first, South Africa obviously sent West Indies into bat, and they had a field day. It was a complete massacre from West Indies in that first innings. I'm going to bring up the scorecard for you guys so that you can look at it with me, so that we can and future guys that haven't gotten to watch the match will also be able to benefit from this as well if they watch this particular show later on. So as you see over here, the West Indies went into bat, and despite South Africa getting an early wicket, it was Kyle Mayers and Johnson Charles that were phenomenal. I mean, Johnson Charles scored the highest, the fastest 100, sorry, by a West Indian. A fantastic performance by him. He needs to get applause for that because he batted really fantastically. And when it comes to the West Indies, I really thought we were in big trouble when they put on a total like that. I mean, Charles in the end scored 118 or 46 balls. 10 fours and 11 sixes at a strike rate of 256.52. Kyle Mayers was also fantastic, 51 of 27 balls with 5 fours and 4 sixes, and at a strike rate of 188.88. But we have to give props to two bowlers that maybe were a bit expensive at the start of their spell, but came back extremely well. They were the only ones to take wickets. Parnell, Jansen were the only two to take wickets. 3 for 52 from Marco Jansen and 2 for 43 from Wayne Parnell. They started off not so well, but they pulled it back brilliantly. As you can see over here, after 10 overs, the West Indies were 137 for 2. They went on to score 139 for 3 when Marco struck quickly. And then they went on to 179 for 4 with the next wicket, and then 236 for 5 by the time the fall of the next wicket. And they ended on 258 for 5. We also have to give some props as well to Rovman Powell, who again put on a good performance after yesterday's performance. 28 of 19 with 2 sixes and 1 4. And as well, Shepherd. Romario Shepherd batted beautifully as well with 41 of 18 deliveries, 4 sixes and 1 4. And then Odin Smith put on a little bit of a quick cameo at the end. Hit 1 6, 11 or 5 balls. And then they got that total, the highest ever total in T20 cricket from West Indies perspective. So the highest ever total from a West Indian perspective. Then this happened. South Africa, fantastic performance. I mean, 152 in 10.5 overs. It was a fantastic performance from Quinton de Kock. He scored the fastest 50 by a South African in T20 cricket. 144 balls he ended off with 9 fours and 8 sixes. A fantastic performance. Quinton de Kock was phenomenal and entertaining to watch. They raced to the highest ever score. I think it was 63 in the power play, the highest ever score in a power play by a test playing nation. Fantastic performance by South Africa as an opening pair. Reza Hendricks was phenomenal today as well. 68 of 28 balls, 11 fours and 2 sixes. Played elegantly. He didn't go for the big shots, but he played elegantly. Particularly that one shot that he played square of the wicket for his to reach his 50 was superb. I mean, elegantly he played today. Then Rousseau came in 16 or 4. He hit the 2 sixes and a 1 4. David Miller also couldn't get himself going, 10 of 10 balls. But Aiden Markram took the team over the line with Heinrich Klaassen. Once again, well done to Heinrich Klaassen playing a match winning knock. I mean, it might not have been a milestone, but he was very pivotal to us getting that victory with 3 fours. And then Aiden Markram, well done to the captain. 38 of 21 balls, 4 fours and a 6. Fantastic performance by South Africa. I mean, that striking at the beginning set up the entire game, which was fantastic. A little breakdown for you to understand how South Africa played. I mean, it was in the power play, 102 runs in the power play. That's the highest ever by test playing nation. Fantastic performance. I know I said 63 of the first 3. I meant to say 63 of the first 3. I think it was not in the power play, but 102 runs in the power play. And from there on out, South Africa just were fantastic. I mean, we can't, we really can't fault them in the way they chased this match. So let's just have a quick look at what you guys have to say in this particular um, in the live chat over here, because I haven't spoken to you guys also in a couple of days. TT said, I honestly had no hope after the first inning smashing job by the boys. And who knew that Bulgaria and Serbia produced the best T20 matches? I think that's the fastest ever power play. I think 112 runs by Serbia. I think it is. I don't know which team. I can't remember. But in that particular match, I think it was the highest ever power play. Quinny needs to get the bells man of the match. And what a way to get a first T20 100. And great performance by Reza, always proving that it's not wise to doubt him. It wasn't wise to drop him either in the T20 World Cup. What a match is Gorov. Donkey Captain Markram, I believe you will be a fine captain to bring us a trophy. Oh my word, nice game, but mercy for the bowlers. Right up there with the 438 game. Did I say 435 earlier on it? I meant to say 438. Sorry. I'm stupid. It's fasting hard today. Walter Ball in full effect. West Indies really surrendered after the power play, says Dex. Happy with the batting, says Gaurav. Really disappointed with the bowling people. Saying West Indies even conceded we have better bowling than them, but still, it was a very flat wicket. It was a pitch made for batting. I don't think we can be too critical of our bowlers. Yes, maybe they could have bowled tighter lines. Maybe they could bowl a little bit more Yorkers. I do think that they could have bowled maybe a couple of more Yorkers. But the way the West Indies were hitting the ball and the small boundaries, the ball was traveling. It was extremely difficult to bowl on this wicket. So I don't want to be too critical because you can see by both sides that both bowling attacks struggled on this wicket. But we have to take our hats off to the batters who batted so phenomenally as well. Quinny really bottled Miller's world record. We need Riza and the cock in the World Cup, but CSA was clueless. There is a possibility the cock, but we had the cock in the World Cup. There is a possibility. Oh, you meant as a partnership? Yes, that's true. There is a possibility that we could see the team score 300 or close to it in the near future. That is very true. In T20s, that's 100% true, Ekram. I think that is very possible and on the cards. The opening partnership of Quinton de Kock and Riza is a lock. Quinton de Kock, magnificent, but special mention to Riza. 5 T20I 50s in 7 and 7 white ball 50s in 10. Time to people to give Riza his flowers. Yes, of course, 100%. Well done, Riza Hendricks. I have been a big fan of him for a very long time, and I have to give props to you guys too. I mean, Lawrence, you've been giving him his props for a very long time and been backing him on social media for a very long time. And well done to you for doing so because he's been phenomenal and he does deserve that spot. That spot is his now. Congratulations to Malcolm for first win as a T20 captain. Seems like the pitch was a road. It was. Hey Khalid, bro, how are you? What a win. How's it, Wakas? Yes, a phenomenal win. I'm extremely happy about it. Extremely happy. I might not be showing it, but I am very, very happy about that win. What a game. All I can say is I was thoroughly entertained. I'm still recapping what I saw, and I still can't believe it. Fans, back your team and do not play selector. Proteas outdid themselves. Yes, it's true. I mean, we all want to play selector. It's a natural thing. When it comes to sport in general, the number one thing that people argue about, talk about, is selection. No matter what sport it is, whether it's rugby, football, cricket, it doesn't really matter what the team sport is. Whenever it comes to selection, that is probably the biggest talking point. So we can't necessarily ask fans to stop talking about selection. But what I can say that is that we need to be positive and back the players once they get selected. I think that's a big thing that I would like from our fan base, particularly from our community that we're building here, is to talk about selection leading up to a match, but once the team is selected, back those players that have been selected 100% and be behind them. Even if you do not like a particular player, I think that's the number one thing that we need to do as a fan base and try to change because we have the power to maybe change how fans react and act in the future. Resting players I don't like the best lineup should play. Riza's innings in the T20s are like highlight reel of the Test 100. Such an elegant player. Riza batted with class. He was phenomenal today, guys. Elegant today. That's particularly like that shot that he played with square to get his 50. I think it was fantastic the way he played in that particular match. In this particular match. Harley, do you see any prime batters resting in the next match? Nope. I think they're going to go for the win, eh? I think that there might be a couple of changes, maybe in the bowling attack, like Andrik Nokia may be coming back. I think they want to win the series and they have an opportunity to do so. So why rest players now in this particular match? I wouldn't do so. I haven't been on a channel on the channel, but good to be back. Yes, you haven't been here in a while. I haven't seen your name pop up in the live chat, but well done, bro, for coming back. Harley, bro, why SA has been inconsistent in ICC tournaments? Are we chokers? Um, yes, we are chokers. Yes, we are chokers. I mean, we can't deny it. I think we need to accept the fact that we have been chokers in that. In T20 tournaments, I can't put my finger on what the reasons are. I think there maybe was too much player influence when it came to selections. I think that maybe the mentality wasn't worked on as a unit. I think that the team culture maybe wasn't always very good in tournaments. Um, and I think that needs to change. And I think that's where we're going to maybe we're going to step over that line and get to that. I would love to see Stubbs. Me too. And this is a scenario that we could see Stubbs. Riley Rousseau, for me personally, is a type of player that is very inconsistent. He scores 100 or 50, one, and then he goes like 8, 9, 10 matches without a 50 or 100. Then he goes and scores a big score again. Then he doesn't score runs for a while. That's how Riley Rousseau is. He's like a yo-yo when it comes to cricket, when it comes to T20 cricket. And it's not only like this in international cricket. I see this in tournaments. I saw this in the SA20. I even see this domestically. He's like a yo-yo when it comes to scoring. So for me personally, I wouldn't mind testing the waters with Tristan Stubbs then, because if I'll rather have a youngster being inconsistent at the highest level and learning from the experience than having a more experienced player doing that. So if you drop Riley, for example, you can move Aiden Markham to 3 and move the rest up. David Miller to 4, Klaasen to 4, or David Miller to 4, Klaasen 5, and then you have Tristan at 6. So I would rather, me personally, back the youngster, give him opportunities, than having an inconsistent senior at 3. Because I want consistency at 3. I want to see my number 3 batter be more consistent, score more regularly than score sporadically. Because we can't always bank that our opening partnership is going to play the way they did. But that's being a little bit harsh on Riley because he has been pretty good in for South Africa, and we can't be too critical of him. But if we had to think about that and talk about it, and that my opinion is that I feel that I'll rather, if you have an inconsistent senior player, I would rather play a youngster that will be inconsistent because he will learn more from the experience. Don't you think we should rest players in every match? Not in every match, no. Not if we're playing for the series. Rousseau tries to slug every ball. Oh my God. Mentality issue with the player in the tournaments. I want to see Bjorn instead of Shamsi in the next game, to be honest. We need control from our spinners, and Shamsi has been struggling. Ray Chamo, but he's been off form for a while now. That is true. He has been off form for a while. I do prefer Bjorn Fortuin at the Wanderers anyway. He has more understanding of the wicket, the way the Wanderers has been acting up over the last couple of years in SA20 and in T20 cricket. Sorry, I think that Bjorn will be the better pick for the Wanderers. It's not about chokers; it's about who played good cricket that day. But Riley Rousseau is needed. Can't replace Stubbs with Rousseau. You could if you have Aiden as the number 3, Aditya. In my opinion, it's either Janssen, Parnell, not both. In my opinion, too. Parnell hasn't really necessarily shown us anything with the bat in recent times. There has been a narrative about him that he is an all-rounder that can bat because of his times that he played as an opener for Western Province and for other teams. He batted at the top of the order in certain games and batted pretty well. I've seen him score 80s for Western Province this season. So he can bat, but I don't know what's happened in the T20 arena. I think he's a better batter when he has more time than when he's batting as a number 7. So, in my opinion, at the moment, I think Marco Jansen is ahead of him with the bat currently as an all rounder. Tex says Riley is a gem man. Riley is a brilliant player. I'm not denying it. I'm just saying that if that we had to think about that personality of that particular situation, um, if you are not happy with Riley at 3, then that is the only scenario I can see happen. But I'm always going to be advocate for younger players. So when I look at that lineup and I see them who are the most inconsistent batters, Riley so is the most inconsistent batter in this particular team at the moment, out of everybody in this top 6. So for me personally, if he's going to continue being inconsistent, I would rather try and trust a youngster and let him be inconsistent and learn from the experience personally. But I don't mind if Riley plays either. I'm not going to throw my toys out of the cot if he plays because he can be destructive and win you a game at any particular moment. So in this particular match, I'm not going to be harsh on him because the others performed well. I mean, the way Quinton and Riza started, I wouldn't blame him for wanting to have a go on this particular track. Just maybe one big shot too many, got him his wicket. You could see how disappointed he was. Like the fact that Aiden Markham mentioned that Aiden Like the fact that Aiden mentioned bowlers were off. I think we would have struggled big time if West Indies were a little disciplined today. Stubbs shouldn't play at six because he is more inexperienced. Someone who is experienced should play at six. Well, then we can. I don't agree necessarily in that, but you could maybe play then Miller at six. But a lot of people complain that Miller bats too low, so that's the reason why I said move him up. Maybe Stubbs for Klaasen just for one match. To be fair, West Indies were 10 runs short on that wicket, says Pinar van Wyk. That's difficult to say, bro, because they hit the highest score in T20 history. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to say that they were 10 runs short of that, of after they scored the highest T20 score highest T20 score in their history. Sorry, but Riley is needed in slogging matches. Riley is needed when he plays. He can destroy. Yes, he can. I said that now. I didn't think this pitch would be so one-sided. Linda for Shamsi says Walkers, but he's not in the squad. If you play the final if you play a final tomorrow, I'd select Riley over Stubbs any day of the week. Yes, if you play a final, yes, 100% true. So that's why I say, like, in these type of matches where you can, because Riley is inconsistent, you could switch them around a bit. That's what I mean. I don't mean that you just drop Riley completely from the team. I mean, you have a squad for a reason. But maybe playing Riley every single game, maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe if he's that inconsistent, it could put us in big trouble if he keeps on losing his wicket like he has a pattern in his career. If you go look at his runs over a period of time, so there might be a few games that you could swap those two out. You know, play Stubbs at six and then move everybody up, or then play Riley and then don't play Stubbs. Like they said that Stubbs is going to be sporadic in the team. He's not going to play in every single game. So that could be a possible rotation that you could do to keep everybody Riley fresh and to give Stubbs opportunities where there's an opportunity. I can understand the conditions and pressure, but bowlers were struggling to put in the Yorker. Yes, they were. Khalid, just a question, my bro. Isn't there a good leg spinner in South Africa arena? There aren't many that have performed in domestic cricket quite yet. There are a lot waiting in the behind the scenes, waiting for the opportunity. But I mean, we need a couple of more. We need a couple. We need some more. You know, I mean, Junaid Dawood is a good wrist spinner, but hasn't necessarily been given opportunities. So we are looking. There are people. We are looking for it. I'm still scouting to try and find who's the person to be. So we'll have to wait and see who comes out. Panal over Janssen as well. Panal definitely offers more with the ball currently. We desperately need batting all rounder in all formats. Something has to be done to find an all rounder. Khalid, bro, Magala should be in playing 11. He offers batting prowess. I agree. Always been a fan of Sasanda Magala. Tempe in commentary mentioned how a couple of years ago their plan was to bowl full to these West Indies hitters. I remember them executing Yorkers in that series. It's a pity that we didn't today. I mean, I expect someone like Wayne Parnell with his experience to hit those Yorkers, by the way. In terms of talent, it's a head and shoulders with the world. Um, if players are given this freedom or confidence, I think the Proteas will surpass many. Quinton de Kock is a phenomenon. Exciting times ahead. Quinton de Kock looks like a different player too. His attitude seems different from watching him in the training sessions, from seeing him on the pitch, the way he's approached, how upset he was when he went out. He looks like he cares again. For a while, he looked like he lost care to play. And now he looks like he cares again and that he's having fun again. And I love it. I love to see Quinton in this type of mind space. He needs some runs. After the 70, Stubbs has been absolutely awful for the Proteas. He has, yes. But he needs game time. He needs time to be able to play. I mean, he's a youngster still. He needs to learn. And I think that he needs time to play. Riley's an absolute gun. Not many can go from ball one. He is a match winner. I agree. I'm not going against Riley. I'm not saying that Riley is a crap player and he'll never play for South Africa again. I'm just saying that if you want to rotate someone, rotate the person that is most inconsistent. And Riley is the most inconsistent batter in the top six at the moment. He doesn't necessarily score runs every second or third game. He scores runs every 4, 5, 6 games, sometimes every 8. Stubbs still has a lot to learn, really inconsistent. It either works or out, or we in trouble with him. See what happened in ODI, and it is worth not nothing. He adds nothing else. Give Avuma a go at three. He's scoring freely these days. Pina, oh please, not again, says Aditya. He's in form, bud. In other formats, though, there is a good leg spinner, Junaid Dawood. He is a very good leg spinner. Just hasn't been given opportunities at domestic cricket like I would like him to see. He can't win you matches. He had his time. Let him concentrate on the two formats. Caleb Saleka from Northwest as well. Holly, do you think that people are being too critical about Stubbs because he hasn't really performed since England? Where do you think he's going wrong? I just think it's a I think it's a confidence thing maybe. He he just isn't looking like himself currently, and he needs some. I think he needs some games under his belt. I think he will come right. I think he just needs time to play more games, and I just think he needs to maybe because it's not a technical issue. I mean, when it comes to Tristan Stubbs, he's probably more 360-degree than than someone like Deva Brevis, um, which is maybe a little bit controversial in what I'm saying, but he understands his game a lot more. I think that maybe bowlers have worked him out a bit, and he needs to find a way on how to score those runs. Perhaps he needs to bat higher up to get more to face more balls, but he's lacking something, and I think it's maybe confidence. And I think that only can come right by him playing more games. Shamsi is playing because there is no wrist spinner in SA. I'm trying to think who's the next batter in line to bat three. So why aren't they giving chances to Junaid Dawood? Yeah, I don't know. I really, really don't know. He was having issues at Western Province, and I think he moved now. So I don't know. He still has a lot to polish up on. Brevis, shout out to West Indies to throw out swing the bet. Huh? Shout out to West Indies to throw out the bet like that from start of the game. The intensity they came with to play the game, it forced SA to do the same too. Khalid, do you think Rabada is inconsistent in all three formats for SA? Not all three. I only think he's inconsistent in T20 cricket. He hasn't necessarily been at his best in T20 cricket. In Test cricket, he's phenomenal. In ODI cricket, he's pretty good as well. So I think in T20 cricket, yes, but I don't think in all three formats. But I think his inconsistency also has a lot to do with the fact that he hasn't really had much rest in the past. But I think Rabada will get, once he gets a nice time off and some time to rest, I think he'll come back fresh and he'll be a lot more consistent. Let's not get too harsh on Stubbs, guys. Yes, he needs to be better, but he's still young. Also, probably still 100% Lawrence. Um, you spot on. I can't wait the Friday game and can't wait for the pink day. Oh yes, guys, we are giving tickets away for the Wanderers game. Two tickets, three sets of two. If you want to enter, go to our Twitter account or go to Instagram or go to Facebook and tag in the person that you love to watch cricket with the most. We will then take your names and put it in a hat. Not really, but we put it on our wheel, and we'll draw it tomorrow evening. Spin the wheel, and then we'll pick our three winners. Two tickets each for each person. So please, guys, go to our social medias and go and um, enter the competition. It's obviously only Joburg only. Joburg or Pretoria if you want to travel to the Wanderers. Do you think that the situation in 21 World Cup with CSA is the reason why he lost that spark for a while? Is it the night game? It's a night game, right, says Aditya? Let me just double check. It's a night game here, 6 o'clock. Okay, I was disappointed with Magala. I know he can execute Yorkers, but somehow he has failed to do so at international so far. Parnell actually was our best bowler today. 2 wickets at 10 runs per over. In the context of the game, was magnificent. But just because of his age, people will dislike him automatically, just like Riley. I don't dislike Wayne Parnell. I think that he bowled well to bring it back today. I think it's with the bat that I have an issue with, but not with his bowling. I don't really have much of a big issue with his bowling. Riley, I just want to see more consistency from him at number three. I mean, most number threes in the world are consistent, and I would like to see more consistency from him at number three. I think the problem with Stubbs sometimes is shot selection. 100%, that's true. I think sometimes he picks the wrong, he gets himself out. I think West Indies missed the tee. Stubbs needs a good county season over in the UK. He just needs to play a game and grow, and he does need to do so. In the SA20, Stubbs struggle as well. I personally feel he should take more time before launching. Sometimes he tries to be the explosive, and that's his downfall. Too soon, 100%. I think West Indies missed the trick by not letting Mayers to bowl. Um, I feel Junaid should move away from Western Province. I think he did already, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, KG's T20 game is way off for some time, and Gidi of late is also very worrying. He has been inconsistent as well. Horry, bro, do you think SA could qualify for the ODI World Cup 2023? 100%. We just need to beat the Netherlands. Would you like to see Stubbs at 3 or 4? That could possibly be an option, for him to bat at 4 and get more overs under his belt in certain games, maybe where it doesn't really matter. So when we're playing a couple of like these games now, they don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So I wouldn't mind seeing Stubbs get an opportunity at 4 and maybe bat more and take his time a little bit more to get himself in. And get himself going again. He doesn't need to be that big hitting number 6 from ball one. He can have a Miller approach, and I think he needs to speak to Miller about that as well. Interesting stat about Miller that my dad actually told me is that I think he averages 135 or something in T20 cricket, but in the last couple of years, or the last couple of years, or the last year, he strikes at over 170, which is fantastic, which shows a progression in his game, particularly in the white ball format, of course. There's a progression in his game. He's improved a hell of a lot over the last couple of years. He's matured more, and he's been fantastic. I mean, remember how critical I used to be of Miller last a couple of years ago? I was quite pretty critical of him, but I think he's fantastic at the moment for South Africa. He's been phenomenal. Khalid, bro, do you think? Okay, I already said that. I already answered that. It's a night game, yes, but the Dutch bat first. It will be a day game. Huh? Oh, I thought you're talking about the game on. Wait, am I being an idiot? I thought you guys were talking about the game. Not the. Oh, I thought you guys were talking about the T20 game at the Wanderers against the West Indies. The last T20. It's at the Wanderers. It's a night game. Holly, bro, Rabada has been inconsistent in Australia test. Also, I mean, look at first test. He takes wickets, but after that, he was inconsistent. Our young batsman, he won us a test, bro. He won us that Centurion game on his own. I mean, what more can you expect from a fast bowler? Our young batsmen, such as Stubbs and Dewar, need to play more traditional cricket. Maybe county cricket will help. I think county cricket will help, like Lawrence and Lorenzo said earlier on. Was it Lawrence that said it? I think Lawrence said it earlier on. Sorry, guys, I mixed you up. Khalid, when the squads against the Netherlands ODI will be announced, bro, wait for this to first finish, and then we'll announce the ODI squad probably. I think after after Tuesday it will be announced. The first game, obviously, against the Netherlands is on Friday, the 31st of March. I think perhaps on Tuesday it will be announced, actually, on the last day of the T20. Delstein play 150s in whole career, 150 ODIs in whole career. Can you please make a plan for me to meet the team at the pink day? I can't do that for you, bro. You're going to have to go to the boundary when they're signing and then hope that you can meet them. With lack of runs, Parnell is to be considered as bowler only, so he's competing with the likes of Nokia, KG, Ngidi, and Magala. Khalid, this is what I don't understand, is that when we fans said Klassen should bat at 5-6 at the last World Cup, people said he doesn't bat there for the Titans, so why should Stubbs bat 3 and 4? Double standards. It's not double standards. Um, I don't think that's double standards at all. They're completely two different players in two different situations. Um, there's no agenda against Klassen from me, from my side. Klassen's a fantastic batter, and I think he should bat at. Um, I think he should bat at 5, 6, and 5 or 4, dependable on who's batting at 3. Um, but I think this lineup that we had today is our best batting lineup, and I like Klassen at 5. I think that Stubbs is a 6, but because he needs time in the middle, you can't give him let him continue batting at 6. If you want him to get more opportunities to bat and face more balls. So if you want to give him an opportunity in international cricket in a game that maybe Klassen's not playing, or then you can play him at 4 or 5 and bat him higher up so that he can have more opportunity to bat and face more balls. Otherwise, how are you going to get him to bat? There's no agenda against anybody because I think Klassen is a mainstay in this team. There's no argument there. Can't Bavuma play as a player in ODIs and give captaincy to Markram? I mean, it will be good for the future of South Africa. I mean, Bavuma's a good captain. I don't know what you're on about. Can't believe Miller is still only 33. David Miller has improved leaps and bounds. His game against spin and his offside play has taken his game to the next level. And his consistency is the key. Khalid, bro, I think David Miller is the greatest white ball cricketer that SA has produced. Wow, that's a massive statement. Khalid, bro, who is CSA chief selector? There is no chief selector. Shukri Conrad, Rob Walter, and Enoch, they select the team together. Khalid, should Aiden and Rashi swap their positions in ODIs? I mean, it's 3 and 4. I mean, it's interchangeable, really. What is the equation for SA if SA Netherlands game is washed out? I see rain is predicted. Then we out. How do you see Aiden playing till the age of 40 years? I don't know. You love Aiden, eh? I mean, I think you might love Aiden more than me, and I'm a big fan of Aiden. Shamji has been awful, really. Man, just can't stop bowling leg side half crackers. That's why he is killer Miller, says Wackers George. Okay, guys. That's what I have for you guys today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos as well. I see that 40% of you are watching our video and not subscribing. And if you've watched 2 or 3 more videos on this channel, um, please subscribe. Please, what are you doing? You are killing me completely. Koba says Muller, greatest white ball player. We haven't forgotten about AB de Villiers already. Whoever is selecting the team should continue doing so. Finally, we have seen selectors not afraid of change. It's Shukri Conrad and Rob Walter. They pick their own teams. Khalid, bro, I think looking at the World Cup 2022, I think Netherlands bowling is good, but their batting is the main issue. Congratulations, everyone, again. See AB de Villiers T20 record, then you will say Muller is the greatest white ball player SA have ever produced. That's an interesting point that you are saying there, because if you do look at the T20 record of AB, it's different. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to also help us by becoming a Patreon today. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. It will help us grow and promote South African cricket as well as Cricket Fanatics magazine. Please smash the like button, please. I want to see 29, 30 likes on this video, please. And then go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all the regular updates. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another preview show. Don't forget to enter our competition. We are giving away tickets for the Wanderers match on Tuesday. If you enter on social media, just tag the person that you love to watch cricket with the most. That will enter you into the raffle. We'll do the draw tomorrow evening on our preview show, and that's how we'll pick our winners. So please, I hope you guys enjoy that. So thanks a lot for watching, everyone. See you guys very, very soon. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.